2, 1. All right, we are live. Conversations Plus, the after show to Hangout Conversations with this guy. And Paul Roustan was our guest. Hello, Paul Roustan. He's magically transported himself to his home from wherever he might have been, the studio somewhere in Massachusetts.
Are you out of breath?
Through a nice
I'm out of breath. I ran.
Did you really run?
No, I'm just kidding.
That was good.
In honor of Paul, I did not pick any of the tiny drops of hair that I have on my face off for the show, just like he doesn't. And Mike's got the honor going too.
Good. That's right.
Monica, of course, does not. Monica looks all great, and thanks for joining us, Monica.
Thank you.
And Farren Lee.
I brushed my hair just for you.
Oh my God! I just expect a shower, not even. Farren Lee is here. Hello, Farren. Farren actually got to hurl. He's part of the experience now. Everyone in this room has hurled. That's awesome. Daniel Enloe is here. Bobbi Jo Woods. And if you're out there and you want to join us, we do have 4 spots. Oh my God. Freak out, Aaron Wood. I'm sure you're dying to get in here. So the way I operate Conversations Plus now has kind of been just a regular hangout, and then if there's something that comes up that one of us asks, or I want to steer the conversation away from one thing or another. But so Paul, great show. First of all, yes, give it up for Paul Roustan. That's awesome.
Yeah, Paul. Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Thanks for setting that up and getting it all together. Yeah, we're live. Paul's cute wife with no tentacles on her head.
You heard her? You seriously heard her?
I did, yeah.
Wow.
You could hear her.
That wasn't very loud at all.
That means they hear me every time I yell at the kids.
Yep.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Wait. Why would you yell at Paul Roustan? He's such an amazing, talented mastermind of our time.
I'm just loud. I have a loud voice.
He's internet famous.
She completes
Paul's
me.
wife.
Oh, no.
I have the
Your
quiet
husband is
voice.
internet famous.
I have the quiet voice. She can't hear you yet, though, because I don't have it on speaker. But she has a very loud voice, and my kids are very loud, too. They don't get that from me.
Hey, so ask her what her favorite, or maybe you know what her favorite body paint of yours was. Is there one that she loves? Or?
What's your favorite body paint of mine?
I don't know.
She doesn't know.
What's one? All right, doesn't have to be favorite.
She says, you're a body painter?
The leaf was for a while, but I don't think it is anymore.
Yeah, the autumn leaves one. I should probably try to find these and screen share them. Huh?
Yeah, that'd be cool if you can do that.
I'd have to refresh though to get my. Oh wait, no, I can do screen share. Alright, let me see what I can figure out here.
I guess I really like your collaborations with Roxanne and Gar.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, collaborations with Roxanne, who you mentioned, model.
Roxanne and Scar.
While you were away, Paul, G-Talk got crazy, and there's a new Hangout chat, too. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, I mentioned about that earlier today.
G-Talk chat is all different. I guess when people join now, instead of saying people are here or going, it says it towards the top, but maybe not. I don't know. That's a new thing. So there we go. Paul Roustan. That's really cool. So tell us a little bit about that piece and how long it took you to do.
Actually, this one's kind of cool. You know, when I was talking about my first body painting was with the magazine, and I had approached them asking if they'd be interested, and they said yes. So immediately I went home and started painting my wife, just painted her arms, and I did 8 arm paintings and sent them to the magazine so they could see what the possibilities were. And this was the first one that I painted on her shoulder blade all the way down her arm. This is probably why she likes it the most.
Nice.
The leaf paint. And so then I painted it again on her, and I painted it a few times on different people, and I hoarded out.
It looks like she's the fall, kind of like the fall queen, fall princess.
Yeah.
Yeah, her expression really goes with it, but I don't understand why.
She's a performer in New York, and she lives in New Jersey, and she has a off-Broadway show. What's it called? The wedding one. Tony and Tina's wedding. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, Tony and Tina's wedding is I don't
know if she's
in that show.
I think she still does that show.
Okay, cool.
But she did the hairstyling. She pulled the leaves on her hair right off the ground in the backyard and put it in her hair and styled everything. She's a good model. Very good model.
Pretty cool. Very cool. Yeah, I like that one. You want to keep showing us more, or we can go back.
Well, yeah.
Yes, I know, Matt. She's right here.
Oh, my daughter's starting to wake up, I think.
Hey, daughter.
If you hear any crying babies, it's my daughter.
Oh.
I can't hear. No, it's fine.
It's quiet now, but it might get loud.
Let's get loud. So tell us a little bit about working with Bruce, working in that environment, the setup, I mean, it all seemed flawless. Was it a tough thing? Okay. It's like I had to get up.
Bruce is an expert. And the studio is really nice. You know, they have all this great equipment and a whole great setup. And they, like, you know, the last 3 that I did, I was pretty much the tech guy, setting up the laptops and the lighting and connecting everything, headsets and all that jazz. And this time I didn't have to worry about it at all, which was so nice, because I didn't have to, you know, since it was all set up, I just got there, set my equipment up, and I could just sort of relax a little bit. Which, I mean, you know, Matthew, how stressful it can be to set up a show.
Yeah, it can be. And actually, a lot of people are commenting it looks so professional, and I appreciate you making us look good too. And hopefully we got the word out about you. And it's just, that's what it's about. I mean, like, you know, just the idea that, like, I remember my first days of Hangouts, jumping to Hangout, not knowing who would be there, and just talking to them and finding out some stories. And you know, that you're a body painter. I talked to some guy that was like a stripper or a porn actor, or I mean, there's so many different like random people that that you could find in here. Not to say that those are the same 2 things. And there's also people that draw. There's Mike Searle. He draws as well without making mouse hands.
Who does it?
I heard. Yeah, who doesn't draw? We do draw-a-thons. We're gonna have to do one of those a little bit later. I know how much you like those. For some reason, Paul always kicks your ass. I don't know how he does that.
So you guys, I actually paint too. I just have, I don't have the ability to do that on camera. But yeah, you guys are very inspiring.
That's cool. What do you?
Why don't you have the ability? You don't have. You know,
what do you paint?
Comfortable with it, or you don't have the equipment?
Yeah, I need to keep sitting in my chair, so I don't know. It's hard to just set it up.
Yeah. What kind of painting do you like? Watercolor?
Oh, I paint with acrylic, but if I could afford it, I would paint with oil.
Yeah. Oil is beautiful.
So how did that experience overall, like the show, when compared to your other HOAs? I mean, that was
sweet. It was totally sweet.
It was the quickest show that I had, but it was so like tight and.
I mean, like, just to have the opportunity to work in Bruce's studio is so nice. You know, 3 cameramen and I'm directing it, and me not having to worry about it at all. And neither of us had headsets, you know. You could hear us both, and I have a terrible voice. You've met me in real life. You know how terrible my voice is.
No, it's not that bad. You know, that's everyone said that you're calm and collected and all that. So you're just chill. That's what it is. You're a chill.
But I can moonwalk.
Oh, but
you should have showed us.
I didn't ask you to do
that.
Yes,
we know this little tidbit. It's awesome.
Some things shouldn't be seen.
Could you moonwalk and body paint at the same time? Can you do a little like, wow?
I could probably do that, yeah.
And get it right in her eyes.
Body paint or moonwalk around my...
You need like the hat and the glove and all that. That would work.
I have the Michael Jackson Experience on my Wii. And I kill at Thriller.
I bet you're a killer. You're a Thriller for sure.
Oh, Paul, do you ever do zombie?
I've painted a zombie. Actually, the zombie was the main image that got flagged when that whole flagging thing got started.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah.
And it was cool because, you know, Matt Steiner, who had come into the Hangout like just 2 days before it got flagged, he had shared it because he liked it. Let me see if I can find it. Second.
Yeah, everyone was very respectful. Everyone had great questions. They were watching live. They were all enjoying it, for sure. You know, like, I don't know, I know there's YouTube, and on YouTube you can do your own thing, and maybe this would be too MySpace-like, but maybe if Google Plus could give artists a better way to present their work on their pages, you know, like maybe the background and stuff was more of their artwork and things like that, so it's not just white space. That's pretty cool. There's a zombie.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I never really wanted to paint a zombie. I mean, zombies are really fun and great and all, but conceptually, they've been done a lot. But this model is a total zombie lover. She loves everything zombie. So, I mean,
She's really into it in that picture.
nothing more, nothing better I could paint.
It looks very comic book-like, actually.
Really?
Like it looks almost like she is taken off a comic book, and the rest of it is real, like a real place, right? It kind of looks like you superimposed a comic book image almost. That's how.
Let me see if I could find.
It's kind of cool.
I have a bunch of shots from that photo
That's
shoot.
so cool.
I would love a collaboration. I would love a collaborative comic book or something like that between all the artists, between all the people that do art and all the people that do writing together, and each of them do like a page or whatever, and it's one long, and even if it becomes kind of messy and it's not like totally wrapped up, it would still be fun and cool to read, and that would be a nice collaborative, and we could even do lots of those projects, and then like get the to get the word out about like to be like the leapfrog of everybody else, like of everyone's work and what we do, and just a lot of different collaboratives that we can do here that you really can't do anywhere else. Like, who else is going to jump in and work on stuff on other sites, other places? I don't see it happening. There we go, zombie apocalypse.
All right, so here's a couple other shots from that photo shoot.
Whoa.
Pull up the screen. I tried to give it like a realistic sort of look. I went with natural light and like the incandescent light that a kitchen light would use. Actually, I used an umbrella light here to light her, but I wanted to keep the background have that sort of yellowish kitchen feel, like on those weird dark nights when you're on the home. I'm sure you all sort of know that feeling. Yellow.
Wow. She's the perfect model for that.
Oh, yeah, she's great.
Dude, that looks so good. It's like you just stumbled upon her. She's coming out the door to chew on your
And
neck.
these are my zombie glamour shots.
Cool. I like that one with the green contacts. Or was that After Effect? Like,
No, those were her eyes. Those were her eyes.
wow, that's crazy.
Zombie.
Just inviting some more people to Conversations Plus.
I painted a lot of stuff. So
You're pinning?
Painting.
painted.
Painting?
Pinning.
He's pinning too.
We were bitching about Pinterest the other night, so I'm like, oh no, not
Yeah, people were talking about like getting rid of their account or some kind of they didn't like the terms or it's all come on, give me a break. And then Google's talking about doing more stuff with their terms too, or with delete your stuff because nothing's off limits. I don't know, something about I was reading about that. I don't know. Like, I don't think it's that big a deal. I mean, especially if you're somebody that's out there on the internet selling yourself and what you're doing and branding and networking.
Yeah.
What are they going to find out about you? We're not running for president here. I mean,
Right.
I mean, Mike had that thing in his past. It doesn't talk about much, but he told me about it.
There was
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should draw about it. You should draw about it. That drawing helps. It cleanses you. If you can just draw it live right now for us, that'd be awesome. Take your time. Thank you. That would be appreciated. I call it rapid therapy. So.
Rappa everything.
Hey, so we all had hurl experience. We can talk about a little bit about that. I know, Paul hurled with me as well as Bobbi Jo Woods and Daniel Enloe. And Farren had his little hurl experience with Ronald Bodie, who we hurled with in New York. And Monica hurled with Ermine and a couple of other people. So we've all had the experience. Mike, you
I
had...
hurled with my fiance.
That works. Not really. But Mike, you had a mini hurl experience, right? Or no?
I have not hurled with anybody yet.
Oh my God, Mike. Sucks, Mike. Love you,
Wait,
man.
Farren, you've already come to America?
No, I held with Ronnie Bodie when he came over.
Oh, okay.
He's in England at the moment.
That's cool.
Yeah. He's here for a couple of weeks, so I might be able to see him again, which would be cool. But yeah, I went over to Google in London.
Oh,
And
nice.
spent the day
Oh,
with him.
right. I saw your pictures, and I plussed them, and I commented on them. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And then he was doing the leap day. Did any of you now see that photo project with the leap year 2012?
Yep.
did they put out a whole collection of all the pictures, or does anybody?
I don't know. It was a very long page to follow, so I don't remember the
Yeah.
exact terminology. What is it? G plus
Leap
leap.
year 2012. I mean, I just took 2 pictures myself and entered it. There's a doc to do, and just the heck of it. But there's a lot of stuff going with photos and stuff. And Danny, you're going to South by Southwest to do the Trey Ratcliffe photo wall.
Yes, sir. I was just speaking to somebody about the possibility of doing a scavenger hunt during and after the photo walk type thing using Schemer.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Which, I don't know, I think Daria is behind it. She wants to announce it, so I'm not going to give any more details, but
Okay.
it should be pretty cool from what I'm understanding about it. But yeah, I'll be there and in full force. And the Sunday afterwards, we're going to Lockhart, Texas, which is about 30 minutes outside of Austin. It's the barbecue capital of Texas. And, you know, take a few of these northerners to go get some real barbecue.
Yeah, you had some BBQ in New York, but it was probably not that amazing.
Well, that barbecue is claiming to be Texas barbecue, and I've never had anything quite like that in Texas. I mean, it was like a half-pound meat patty with about another half-pound of brisket on top, all drowned in barbecue sauce. It tasted good, but I have never seen it before.
Yeah, it's franchised for a little, definitely.
But yeah.
And Paul, you're gonna be.
I was asked to barbecue myself on that Sunday.
Barbecue on farm?
I don't think you taste very good at all, Daniel.
What?
I wouldn't eat that.
I don't think. Well, never mind. I'll get myself.
No comment.
But I said no right off the bat because that's just too much headache. And 30 minutes away is the capital of barbecue in Texas, so we're gonna do that.
Cool. I'm just inviting some people.
What is the capital of barbecue in Texas?
It's called Lockhart, and it's like where just one big family was united before the father died, and after he died, the family kind of split up over questions of how to run the restaurants, and so like now there's like 5 restaurants that are like really huge inside of Lockhart, Texas, and most of them are family, brothers and sisters and so forth. They're going head to head against each other. It's been on.
Wow.
It's been on Food Network and so
That's
forth.
pretty epic.
Yeah, but they have really outstanding barbecue, which makes it puts it over the top, So, but there's 5 main restaurants in that city, and the city's like 3 blocks.
Yeah. So,
Small city.
So what do you think of? So there's a lot of different people going to South by Southwest, and they're all doing different things. And New York was a little bit more compact, I guess. But so I mean, I don't know. So what is there? Is there some kind of like itinerary, or is it kind of like everyone's kind of free for alling and just meeting up and having dinner here and there? You have no idea. It's just like a photo walk. Well, I don't know much about it.
Google's having some kind of. I heard today that they were shutting down 6th Street for the photo walk, which I don't know for certain, but that's pretty epic in itself because, I mean, that's where all the bars are, where all the partying goes on outside of the concerts and the tech and the film. And I also hear that Google's setting up some tents outside the convention center, so there's always going to be something going on, a lot of interactive stuff or, free stuff for people that are just walking by and don't have any wristbands or badges.
Right.
But other than that, man, there's just going to be a lot of craziness, and unless you're there for work, you're there for drinking or something, having a good time. But there's actually a show that I saw on today. I guess they're doing like a countdown, a Hangout show, where it's basically they're counting down the days to South by Southwest, and they're kind of trying to plan another itinerary. And this has nothing to do with the Hurl, just some guys from Texas, and Lynette Young, who we met in New York, she's going to be part of that as well.
Awesome, yeah, she's great. She's a wonderful person, a lot of fun. Hey Lori, what's up? Welcome for
Hey,
doing
guys.
this. Is Conversations Plus. I don't know, did you catch any of Paul's body painting? Maybe not.
No, I missed it all. Dinner time, family stuff. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
It's okay.
Thanks for
It's okay.
joining
Go
us.
ahead and do another one, Paul.
Paul, you got your wife there? Go ahead, do her face. She's like, no thanks. Is your wife still paying attention? Hey wife.
Yeah, she's listening to the live stream right now.
Doing
There's a
something
delay.
important.
She's got a delay.
Cool. A little delay. Yeah, so South by Southwest sounds pretty awesome. Are you, Daniel, are you the only one in here going? Or is Monica, are you going? No.
I don't know.
I'm undecided and will probably be till the last minute because I'm basically almost all better, but I know better than to be like, oh yeah, I'm good, because my body would take that as a challenge.
Yeah.
So it'll be down to the final buzzer.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing about South by Southwest is that it's crazy long, right? That it's all the way till like what, the 17th or
18th.
Yeah.
18th?
Yeah. But I mean, it's a lot of stuff to do for a lot of people. Probably 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 people come to the city.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are there for work, but I mean, a lot of people are there for play as well.
I think the interesting thing about doing a Hangout in Real Life event around an actual festival of that size is trying to figure out how to actually hurl in that kind of space with all these different events going on, and who's there for the hurl and South by Southwest, who's there just for the hurl, who's there just for more South by Southwest. It's like, you know, I would think that you go to, it's like when people came to New York, they're like, oh, I got to see, I've never been to New York, I want to see this and that, but I also want to hang out with all these people, you know, so it's kind of like, ooh, like trying to do everything. It's like your mind goes a little nuts with all that.
Yeah, they have I think on Friday night they're having a dinner with a lot of the Googlers. And then I think somebody else is having something at the same time. They're doing karaoke. So there's a lot of things that are planned through Google+, not necessarily with Google+, but there's not going to be a lack of things to do. But it's not like New York where you have to go see, you know, Washington Park Square or anything like that. So there's nothing, you know, that besides the state capitol, maybe you can see the millions of bats come out at sunset or at dawn coming back home. You know, other than that, there's not a lot as far as landmarks and so forth. But
Yeah.
they're you know, you can always rent a canoe and go down the river a little bit, and that's right in the middle of Austin. But
That'd be awesome if you could have like a hurl on a canoe. That'd be a lot of fun. Like a hangout on a canoe. Like we got Wi-Fi somewhere.
Yeah.
3G connection.
Or maybe a pontoon.
Kayak maybe. That might be dangerous. Maybe just mobile. Maybe just like a phone on the kayak. Hey Raleigh, what's up? Are you going to South by Southwest, Raleigh?
Probably.
I am going to try to get down there.
Okay.
I don't have any plans yet. I know I'm late, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever. It's
Hi,
fine.
Raleigh.
It's not. There will be other hurls.
yeah,
Lots of hurls.
Indeed.
I'm amazed at the people that I'll say it again. I'm amazed at the people that can go to every single hurl ever. Like that were at DC and New York and Austin, and they're gonna be here and there. And I'm like, how? Like that's pretty cool. I guess.
Right.
Like maybe their credit card is maxed out or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's pretty cool.
if this
Paul-
was too close, I wouldn't be going.
Yeah, that's right there. Hey, did you catch any of Paul's body paint?
No, I was cooking dinner. But I've seen it before, and I know it's fantastic. At least I'm honest.
No,
That's
it's
what
true.
she said.
She did say it. Yeah, that's what she just probably was the she in that scenario.
You know I love your work,
and I
Paul.
know it's
Yeah, thank
fantastic.
you, Raleigh.
You're going to paint me at South by, right?
Raleigh's put in time. I'm not going to South by Southwest.
Would you paint? Wait, Raleigh, would you paint it in a live hangout?
Raleigh and I
Would I
have
paint
already
who?
talked about
Would you let him paint you naked in a live hangout?
I don't know.
She's like, no, they think about it. It's like the amount of people that will circle and uncircle you at the same time, right?
Yeah, right?
Might be
I'm going to be in LA in
Hey,
April.
Paul, I would let you paint my wheelchair.
Uh-oh.
Not me. Not me.
Well,
Let me know,
sounds
Paul. I'm
like
only like an hour and a half away
letting
from
me
LA.
do that.
I'm not meaning to imply that you're obligated to, by the way.
It's like Paul paints wheelchairs.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Monica, I'll let you mow my lawn sometime.
I bet it would be special, Paul.
I'll let you mow my lawn sometime.
Mow your lawn, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, if I attached
actually, it would
blades
be
to
kind of
that
cool
thing,
to
I'd be
paint a
dangerous.
wheelchair. That's something I've never done before. And I could have some serious fun with that.
What is
Yeah.
the coolest
love it
object
if
that
you
wasn't human that you painted?
I did something recently. Oh, I painted a mannequin head to look like Tom Brady for a commission once.
Oh.
Wow.
Because I wouldn't do that on my own. I would paint
Have you ever painted kids? Like, not naked, but like something like face or...
Yeah, I painted kids. I painted all sorts of people.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know why my mind is freezing up there. I can't remember specifically.
All those fumes that you inhaled without the mask. That's probably...
I painted my kids. My kids.
Do you want to show us some more of your work? Pop it up there. It's like, no. Not really.
I don't know, what else? What would you like
I didn't ask you what your favorite band or last movie you saw was. I didn't get into any of that kind of stuff. You're like, why?
I don't remember the last movie I saw.
Like,
I haven't been to the movie theater in a while, but you know what? I'm taking my daughter to see the Lorax. I'm excited to see it.
Danny DeVito? Cool.
It's going to be her first movie ever. First theater movie. So I'm very excited.
Can't go wrong with Dr. Seuss.
And I love the Lorax.
Me too. It's my favorite Dr. Seuss book.
I think it's my favorite too. I had the stuffed animal when I was little. Talk about a tearjerker. That was my favorite stuffed animal when I was little, you know, at least until I was 7. And actually in like CCD, Saturday school, the Catholic Church, I coerced them into using my Lorax as the baby Jesus for a play.
That's awesome.
I remember once we left it behind in a hotel, and I had driven like an hour, and we ended up driving. They knew that I loved it so much that we drove all the way back to the hotel together. And so I loved it so much. The tearjerker is, we had received a package from, for one of my daughters for her birth. I don't know if it was her birth or the first birthday or what, but it was a package from my mom, and it was a Lorax stuffed animal for my daughter. When I saw that, I was just going to cry instantly. moms remember the things that are important to you, you know?
That sounded a little bit like a Google Plus commercial, what you just said. All right.
I know, right?
I just have to say, moms remember the things. We remember the things that are most important to you, and we show you all those things.
Well, my wife she had opened the package first, and closed it up and said, you should see this. And I think I was in a bad mood, too, at that moment. And I was like, what could this possibly be? I don't have time for this crap. And I opened it up, and I was just, like, speechless. Totally speechless. It was, like, the best gift ever.
Yeah, but you never get angry, like, volatile.
I get angry.
Oh, yeah?
I get angry. Yeah.
I'd love to see
He
you
gets so mad.
angry.
No, it's scary when I get angry, though, because I'm rarely angry, but when I am,
You're really, really angry.
and it's not even like, you know, extreme angry. It's just out of character. So out of character that whoever I'm angry at. You know,
Yeah, mine isn't like violent or loud, but it's pretty impactful. You know, like.
I almost got mugged once in Chicago by these two big dudes. They were like twice my size. One almost 6 feet tall. And I was at a train station, and they were just starting with me, and I sat down on the bench, and I was just cool. I'm very cool and calm all the time. And then they started putting on these gloves, and they were approaching me, one in front and one behind, and they started talking about my pager, back when everybody had pagers. And it crossed my mind that I was just like, all right, I'm about to get mugged. I just know I'm going to get mugged now. And so I just decided not to let them mug me. And I stood up, and I started screaming and raging at them, and they backed off. They totally backed off. Like, we were just kidding. We're just kidding.
They probably thought you were crazy.
Yeah, I think they did.
That's the method that works. You just go,
It was just like a total Because the thing is, like, when I like get angry or I have my mind set on something, I never back out. And it's quite clear that I was ready to.
I could see Raleigh Burke doing that in that situation. He's going like, ah! No, probably. But.
And it's funny because like when I'm in that rage, and I see the person's face, their expression on their face completely changes, like total absolute shock. And then I start becoming aware, like, why are they looking like that?
Yep.
Crazy. Speaking of nuts, I was going to transition into Kubrick, but go ahead. You have more.
I was going to ask you, Paul, do you ever use that anger to like channel into your artwork?
I don't think so.
You don't get all honest, more upset on your artwork or anything?
I rarely ever get angry like that.
I'll
start doing that.
Well, not just in terms of anger, but like there's a way of like using the energy that fuels anger to like, you know, like push it into the artwork.
Can someone quote Star Wars right now? I feel a little Star Wars.
Sorry,
Fear leads to hate!
It's an energy that binds us.
No, it's just like...
I think I use different energies, not anger, you know?
Yeah, you seem to, you know, channel a lot of your calm anger in that earlier... calm energy in that earlier hangout. But I was just wondering if it ever takes a different tone, like especially when you were doing the zombie painting?
Yeah. Zombie was just fun. That's a really easy thing. It was just fun. So it's like effortless, almost. You know, it's just like doing what's supposed to be there. You can't get too crazy creative with zombies. I think zombies look like zombies, you know. I guess the energy in that comes with the model, how they pose.
Do you work off like your model's energy then?
Definitely. Absolutely. That's why I love Scar and Roustan and a lot of those regular superheroes too. Because they just emit unbelievable energy. And I love it. It's like it's just chemistry. Some models, you know, just have good chemistry. And I've worked with outstanding, like really, really experienced models that I just have zero chemistry with.
Yeah.
There's a handful of it.
And so how does that affect, so while you're painting them, do you feel like, does it take away what you're doing? Like, do you constantly look at their face and their eyes? Is that going on? Is there like a electricity between you and the model in a sense?
Well, it's like, you know, it's probably like you and Bobbi Jo. Are you able to bounce off each other? Well, like I've painted models that I can't stand, and like 10 minutes into the body painting, I want to get out of it. You know, that's like the extreme opposite of someone that you have really good chemistry with.
So is there just for the heck of it, for entertainment, or like what are some of the things that like happen? Like, is it just a look? Is it something they say? Like, what has happened that's given you like that kind of like, I don't want to be here with this model right now?
I don't want to be here. It's always a conflict in taste almost. And, you know, it's like sometimes, like caricature is a good example. If I'm drawing a face, and I learned how to airbrush in caricature, like at the theme park this always happens. You're drawing a face, and you might leave the eyes to be last, and then someone's like, are you going to draw the eyes? And you think, you gotta let me finish. Of course I'm gonna draw the eyes. You know? And sometimes I'll be painting someone and be like, are you gonna do this and that? Are you gonna do this and that?
Oh, they question you too much?
And it's like, no.
So they're trying to kind of direct you through their questions?
Let me do my thing, and then you can do your thing, and I'm photographing it, and I'm not gonna like...
Yeah. I mean, and these are models...
That's one thing, that's sort of like one little pet peeve.
Yeah. Sarula seemed really expert, pro, and patient, and she seemed to, like, worship you, so...
She is dynamite, man. She goes 120% all the time. I mean, the first hangout during Hurricane Irene, we shot underwater outside in the swimming pool. Just after the hurricane passed us, there was a tree that fell 30 feet from the pool. Every other model I know would cancel.
You also body painted someone with was it her with the broken leg or ankle? Or
that was Rebecca. Rebecca's one of my other regulars. She's great. I may have painted her 11 times, and I may have passed her up to Sarula today. I'm not sure. But Rebecca was always.
Well, if I have you back, which I hope to have you back, I'd love to. If we had a longer hangout somewhere, to have a multiple thing. I don't know if that's doable. 2 people.
Multiple miles. Yeah, it's possible. The difficulty is the time that it takes to do it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you might not have the same setup, but
it was great to do that with Bruce. The issue with time for them was that it was after hours. They were cameramen were all staying later than they normally do.
Yeah, I think in the future I would definitely schedule it earlier if we needed that. Totally.
But I think this is a good starting point because they all see what this was and we can present it.
Did you get feedback from some of these people that run the studio and what they thought of the whole process? Or?
Yeah, as far as I could tell, they all enjoyed the experience. They never saw anything like it before, so it was interesting to them. Nobody said anything negative but me.
Cool. What about? Do you find painting the top half of the body is one more challenging than the other, top versus bottom? Or
well, the torso is the best. Legs probably followed up. Arms, I can't stand thin arms.
That's why you go for them first, huh?
I don't usually go for them first. Sometimes I'm conscious and get them out of the way, but I always seem to forget. There's just always one spot that I missed, and you probably noticed. I don't know if you noticed tonight. I mean, I forgot her armpits. There were things here and there that I forgot, but it's all minor. The arms are just somehow I always miss a spot on the arm. It's so dumb.
Does it even come out though on the photos? I mean, like once you zoom in, or?
Well, I don't really mind too much. Like I like my flaws, and I like when paint chips. It shows that it's real, not just like.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I really liked what you said earlier about not relying on Photoshop.
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing against digital manipulation, and that's an art. That's a great art form too. But like for what I'm doing, and it's sort of like really, should it matter whether or not I photoshopped it? But it does to people. They're just more impressed when they know that it's real. And that shouldn't matter, but it does. And it's an old trade. It's an old, almost dying trade. Not many people know how to airbrush. So,
Yeah, I think and I've seen you've done some pretty cool stuff too with the face. You did the one with didn't you do one with you made like the face look like it was a shark or something?
Shark.
Wasn't that you? Or a fish?
No, that wasn't mine. I know what you're talking about. That wasn't mine.
Oh, okay.
Monica posted that.
Oh,
I posted it. I linked to Paul.
Oh, yeah,
and
so
said, like, this is really cool.
You talked about that,
my name, and then everybody thought I knew.
Misattribution. My bad.
No, it's fine.
Totally unintended, though. Yeah. I started getting messages for like, nice paint.
You're like, I didn't do it.
That was cool, though. I liked that a lot.
Hey, Farren, it must be like God knows what time. You're 6 hours, what, like 5? Is it 5? No. 5 in the morning? 4 in the morning?
4 a.m.
11.
Sorry, did you just see me yawn?
Oh my God.
Did you just wake up or did you catch the show?
He didn't go to sleep yet. Come on. Look at his
No,
eyes.
Sorry, I haven't been to sleep.
Did you catch the show, Farren?
No, I got up at about... Yeah, I watched it. No, I did watch it. It was good. It's the first one I've actually seen.
Cool.
So yeah, it was really cool.
It's nice that the quality is getting better every time I do it too. I don't know. I'm gonna top Bruce if he doesn't let me do it again.
Yeah, I wish we could do all the shows in the studios.
I know he wants to do more. But it's tricky. We'll see what happens.
So how many people live in that area besides you and Bruce? Are there other people that hang out that do stuff?
I met Daniel Fontaine last
week.
Robert Anderson is like 15 minutes away from me. I'm going to meet up with him tomorrow.
I mean, that would be awesome if the 4 of you had some kind of roundtable studio thing once a week where you guys just sat in that studio and like had a HOA and talked. That would be in one spot. That would be cool.
It's possible. We'll see what happens. Well, we're definitely psyched about preparing this New England Pearl.
Yeah.
By June. Beach party, we'll go rent some boats, have clam bake, good food, check out the cliff walk where the Rockefellers and all the famous people in the history of the United States was.
So it's going to be the summer of Hurl.
Yeah.
Not the summer of George, the summer of Hurl.
I may be able to get to that one.
It'd be cool. It's going to be a cool one. And it wouldn't be that hard to organize.
You guys make me wish I had a van and $1 million.
I know, right? Well, like, I've been thinking it'd be cool if... Yeah?
Paul, have you ever airbrushed a van?
I've airbrushed like motorcycle parts and parts of cars and stuff, but that's difficult, man. The prep work involved in it with sand, all
Like wolves and wizards kind of stuff?
that. I've painted stuff like that on T-shirts, not on
Yeah.
vans, but
The 3 Wolf Moon.
I almost got a job doing automotive painting, but luckily that didn't happen. I would have been easier than that. Just the prep work. Like I said, I'm really impatient. And all that prep work is just like tedious. Can't do it. At least I don't have to prepare skin, you know.
Right. Well, I guess maybe make sure it's clean.
Yeah, that's what I tell them to do, I think.
Yeah. You don't have to do that yourself.
Yeah.
Have you ever done like a body painting, like not necessarily with a shower on, but like would you ever do like body painting that was like kind of not necessarily surreal, but more connected to real life activities?
Yeah. I mean, like for example, like just in public or.
Public or in a house, or I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's so many different things you could do, obviously, but something that was more just to go for a more natural body paint, if that's even.
Like I've been commissioned to do, painting clothing and then photographing a woman in the kitchen wearing her clothing and things like that.
Yeah.
It would be cool to do like a series, not necessarily clothing, but. I can't get any specific out of my head right now, but
Okay.
like for example, shooting someone in the library and maybe painting them as the bookshelf or something, something like that. With regular people around, with this model painted up, hidden, camouflaged. Hey, Michael.
Yeah, that'd be cool, Michael.
What's up, Michael?
Hey, everybody. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Michael.
Thanks for checking out the show. Hey, if you have any like comments or questions, go for it. It's all you.
Did you get a chance to check it out, Michael, the show?
I did. I was utterly fascinated.
Sorry.
I love watching artists work because you're so used to seeing the finished product.
Right.
And it's the finished product is a complete composition. And seeing the beginnings, when you first started putting those pink stripes on there, and it just you immediately wonder, oh my gosh, what's this going to end up being? It's just really neat to watch.
Thank you for checking it out. Is this your first hangout?
What's that?
Is this your first time?
No, he hangs out.
He hangs out a lot.
I think it's our
I do.
first hangout together, right?
I have not encountered you in a hangout as of yet. That is correct.
Encountered.
He's
When I first met Michael, he was a pair of penguins. Because he had no camera.
Yeah.
Quite a while ago.
That was December, I think.
November.
That was the first time I met you.
Yeah, it was the end of November when I finally got my webcam.
Yeah, I think the first time I hung out with Michael was when Kim Jong-il died, and we had an on-air hangout about it.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And you were penguins.
And we were making facts up left and right.
Michael lives in Austin as well, right, Michael?
I do.
That was
he's
so
going to be there
fun.
for South by Southwest.
I am quite looking forward to it.
You and I were supposed to actually meet up at some point in time, but we haven't yet.
That is correct. Are you coming to the pre-meeting? I think Tejas Richard organized it for next Wednesday.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to be there till Saturday.
Ah, well, perhaps I'll see you then.
Oh, yeah. I think I was telling these guys I heard that 6th Street's going to be closed for the photo walk. I don't know if that's accurate yet, but that sounds really crazy to me.
That does seem kind of crazy, but stranger things have happened.
But, I mean, it is Trey Ratcliffe after all, right?
And there were something like 300 or 400 people
Signed up.
Signed up for it last I saw, and it may be more by now.
Yeah. Last year we had like 360, I believe.
Jeez.
Epic times will be had by all.
Epic times. Sorry, I just shared a giant circle of sriracha lovers to the stream.
Oh, hot sauce. What?
But
That's not all it is. It's a
That's
culture.
a spicy circle there, Bobbi Jo.
It's a culture, damn it.
It's a culture.
Hell to the yeah.
Oh, man.
Michael, do you know anything about the last year when I was in Austin? I had the worst time with cell phone service with data. Have you been there?
They definitely, I know that occasionally at tech conventions at the convention center they have had problems, you know, when you have 30,000 people, all tech people with phones and pads, etc., all trying to connect at once. There's a little bit of overload. I remember, last year at South by Southwest, they ended up, I think AT&T had to bring in some mobile hotspots to the convention center to add available network bandwidth to the wireless.
Yeah.
Hopefully they learned from that and have preemptively put things in place for this year.
Yeah, I asked because I know there's going to be a few people that are going to want to do some hangouts from these events.
Oh, absolutely. I'd say more than a few.
Yeah, obviously, but I mean, I know some people are actually planning on doing certain hangouts with certain people, and
right.
And you know, they're planned hangouts, not just, you know, impromptu. But I was telling somebody earlier today that I mean my battery drained last year. I couldn't find nothing. So I'm hoping it changed as well.
I imagine so. So Paul, do you anticipate doing more on-air hangouts so that you can have a wider audience than the standard 10-person?
Well, yeah, this was my fourth one. I'm trying to think of ways to make it more interesting. Because I've done, well, the first three were full body paintings, front and back, head to toe, and this last one was just upper body. But I'm working on getting a photo shoot, like having the painting done and then doing an entire photo shoot at like Eastern State Penitentiary, Philadelphia, maybe. That would be cool. I'm just trying to switch it up, maybe mix it up with like. Instead of me being the focus, mixing it up with musicians and stuff and creating stuff experience.
Yeah, it was pretty neat watching it, you know, on the streaming and knowing that a bunch of people I knew were also watching it at the same time, and we were all being able to comment to each other, and it kind of adds to it.
It's definitely fun.
Yeah, it's really cool how that happens. I mean, I think they can get even more intuitive with how they do that, more interactive. But Paul, so how did it differ? Having body painting with just kind of like me talking to you in the room and Bobbi Jo versus you having a whole group of people at the same time dropping in and out.
Experience. I mean, it's nice that you're extroverted. So I didn't have to carry it, like I might have to in the other ones.
Did you feel that? Did you feel that way? Did you feel like you had to be like the entertainment in a sense? Like
I think the first time, yes. Second time, no. They were talking a lot about steaks and meat. Second time. Third time was great. We had Al Abnereza and Renata Sharon in there.
Yeah.
Just like really pulling out great information. It's nice. It really depends who's in the room to make
yeah, it does. That's the big thing with even this part of the broadcast, that this could go amazingly well or amazingly the opposite. And it's like you do a free-for-all with public, people drop in and out, and they don't. I remember that was my first experience. They didn't know what it was or what to expect, and so you'd explain to them what it was while we're live, and then they would just drop out afterwards, and it wouldn't be fun at all. But
yeah, I think I developed a following the first time I did my live hangout, and then it seemed like every single time I hung out, people were expecting me to paint, and I was just sitting there. So it's interesting how people receive it. And then I think the last time I did it was after they had added the Hangout button. Did they get rid of that? I don't even know if it's still around. The little Hangout button on every post. So after I finished my Hangout, I looked at my comments, and it was like 40 people
Oh, right.
have just started a hangout about this topic.
No, that's still there.
Discussing
That's
this hangout in a post.
it's still there. Yeah.
And they're like, I can't figure out how to join. Every time I join, there's nobody in the room.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where it's not where they start it, no one's there, and then they exit it, and it still kind of lags behind. One of those things. Okay, Monica.
Not everybody knows how to use this yet.
Well, some of the features that I think it's funny where they go too far, and where they don't go far enough, and so it's interesting to watch that balance, like where they have features where people aren't even using it, like, and they realize that with like. Maybe with Sparks, and I know Michael is incoming, but based on numbers incoming and other things here and there, and then what they take away and what they add, and like that hangout. We all were wondering that like who is going to start a hangout to talk about a post, and if they do, like I guess you can invite people, but I mean because everyone's big thing is like a lot of people still say what's the topic, especially newer people will be like what's going on, what's the topic, and I think that the hangout is just a natural thing where. Unless we're doing a show, but even this, it's like it doesn't have to be a very specific topic that gets old fast, I mean, do you guys feel if the topic is like hours and hours about like how to root your phone, it's going to get old after 5 minutes or I don't
There's a group of us gals who are friends, and we use that feature you're talking about specifically really just as a call to arms, like, okay, who's here? You do it as a limited, and then once everybody checks in on the post, you open one up right from the post.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool.
There's definitely a place for it.
And also,
you just need to have to understand how it works, and then it won't be an issue.
But so a lot of people like Lori, you see the hangout there, you click it to start a hangout, not necessarily about what the post is though, about what the post is, or that's not really.
Yeah, we use it more as a group of people, kind of like I said, like a call to arms, like an invitation.
Yeah. Which makes sense because it's like it's right in front of your face versus like. Most people don't talk about specific posts. Like, I mean, we get in here and say, oh, did you see so-and-so's post? And da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah, on a public post, most people who do that are, the newbies, the scammers, or, people you probably wouldn't want to talk to would really probably don't have much to say except to spam you some links.
Right.
Oh, yeah, Paul, I noticed, after the show, I noticed someone actually kept spamming the same link, and I had to go back and block and delete. I didn't even notice that during the show, so
they were spamming the same link.
Somebody was in one of the threads there was a spammer putting the link, commented with a link, then dropped a couple of comments. The link. I deleted it like 5 times. I didn't even notice it, but
on your post.
On one of the HOAs, yeah, one of the posts. So
it happens.
Yeah, but
it's nice though. Like that happens to me a lot, and when it does, it's already been flagged by somebody. I don't usually have to worry about it.
It's bad, but in one way, you almost feel like, well, if you're getting spammers to what you're doing, then maybe someone feels like there is an audience that they're trying to reach. So if there is any positive thing from it, so that somebody feels like
enabler.
Yeah, somebody feels like that my show is worth spamming because enough people are looking at it. So that's kind of cool, I guess, in a weird way. If you want to put a spin on it. In that sense. But that's, so I think that's the thing spammers don't understand. I mean, they don't understand the idea that, like, you're going to get better results if you take time and put time in for people to get to know who you are versus just spamming your link. That's only going to turn them off, and that's something I learned when I started in the internet.
Back when you were a spammer?
I wasn't a spammer, but like 2006, 2007, like, there were times where I would interject my link, but it wouldn't just be a random link. I would never just post a link without anything attached to it.
And I think their turnaround is probably optimistically like 0.001%.
Oh, right.
Yeah. You feel that if you throw enough shit against the wall, something's going to stick.
Yeah.
Man, I like the fact that 2006 or 2007 is the early days of the internet for you.
Not the early days of the internet. The early days of like a network marketing thing. I didn't do... The early days of the internet for me are like 91, 92. Sorry to make you feel out of place.
Hands up if you remember IRC.
It's still going on.
I know, but I'm saying like when IRC was basically the only thing to do. Because even the web browsers hadn't been invented.
Was IRC before AOL chat?
Yes. IRC, bulletin boards.
94.
It was about the same time though. AOL came out pretty freaking early, right? It was. They were in
Yeah, I
existence.
remember when it was like $3 an hour.
I was on Apple Link Personal Edition before it became AOL. It was an Apple product before that.
Mm.
In fact, it started out as just an internal network for Apple people, and then they opened it up to non-Apple people, to just users. And after a while, they spun it off, and it became America Online.
Yeah. And that was before the cell phone, and then we had like the charging. We had some of those charges like it was a cell phone,
Right.
without an unlimited plan. It's pretty crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Some of those bills could be nuts. And it was like, so it's amazing how the internet has evolved. Like we were like just load one picture. Like our patience. Like now it's like, why is it so slow? But it's like a million times faster than it ever was. It's like I remember the first. I don't know what detective game it was, but it was one of those games with like the video.
Sarula? I know exactly what game you're talking about.
It was a detective game. I don't know, but it was like it was video. It was like and it ran. I was excited about it. It was my first computer and not my first internet computer, I should say. Not my first. I had Commodores and all that stuff, but so I remember those days. And now I guess we're impatient with everything, but
Oh yeah.
Instant gratification.
Well, yeah, we first started doing the online thing actually before it was the internet. We had BBSs on modems, and there was a guy in town who ran a BBS, and he had 4 phone lines and modems, so you could actually get on at the same time and chat with each other. Chat with up to 3 other people. It was all very exciting.
I remember doing my first deathmatch on Doom 2 with a neighbor like 2 blocks away. That was the best.
All right, well, guys, I gotta take off.
Yeah, Mike.
All right,
Thanks
Mike.
for joining us, Mike.
care, Mike.
And,
Good to see you.
Yeah,
sleep well.
join in. I'll see you guys later.
All right. Be good.
Bye.
Yeah, well, we've seen 3D and Doom, and I remember those first games popping in, and the bulletin boards. They had like some of the local ones had like a trivia and a little chat room, and it's funny, right? The bulletin boards, from what I remember, a lot of them were local. So I remember having one where there were people on the bulletin board that I went to high school with, and we were like, so it wasn't this whole, the internet wasn't this so worldwide phenomenon that it is, and then we got the AOL chat rooms with this.
Well, right, with
craziness.
the multi-line bulletin boards. Obviously you were primarily with people in town, so we would have hurls. Once a month we'd get together and go to a restaurant and meet each other, and everybody would say, "Wow, you look different than I'd imagined." Everybody used handles.
Right, you look nothing like your nickname.
Right.
Right. And as a kid, I used to think of it like I'm some kind of hacker. I'm like spy. Like, oh, I have a username and I'm so cool and I'm doing all this stuff, but I'm really not doing anything. I'm just kind of like I have a name. That's not my own.
You'd go meet up in real life and learn that the harbinger of doom is some dumpy kid.
Yeah, and then of course that's like Xbox Live, right? Or something like that, where people with the kid is. You're like, someone was talking about that. I think it was Mohammed or someone was saying how like this genius was like controlling this team, this fleet, this squadron, and that it's like a 12-year-old like kid.
Right.
That's like a super genius.
Clans.
That's what?
They call them clans.
Clans. Yeah. Oh God, I remember the days of clans and StarCraft and Halo, and people would say noob and you suck and.
I was big on
I was
Splinter
using
Cell.
that IRC mostly for MP3s back in the day. When they were still taboo and you couldn't like talk about them or publicly trade them online.
Yeah, college for me, Winamp. That was the MP3 first time for me.
Winamp!
Yeah.
Kicks the
It
line
rocks
with
the
that.
limousine!
It's amazing.
FTP.
It's amazing what we thought was cool, right?
It was also amazing how low-res porn could be and still be effective.
Oh my God! Remember
Larry.
it would be like a little 200 pixel like thing, and you would hit play, and it would buffer for like an hour, and you'd come back, and it was just like 3 seconds long, and you were like, really?
I remember in high school, me and my friends just used to exchange like floppy disk with like pictures of naked women. There wasn't like a porn, just like, and they would go flop, 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 and that was their excitement. It's pretty funny.
I think I missed out on that aspect. Doesn't sound like I missed much, though.
You didn't miss much.
No, not much. Not much. And actually, the funniest part of those pictures is, like I said, watching the pictures slowly load. Like it was like a striptease, like slowly the head and the chest.
And then you get to the end, you're like, what?
You're like, that took how long of my life?
Now I gotta find another picture.
Like I wish I could see it body painted, but I wasn't thinking about that when I was 16, 14, 13. So cool. I mean, yeah, I don't even know how long we've been. That's the other thing too. When I used to record live stream, I would have an idea of when we started and when we stopped, and don't really have that when we started and when we stopped. But Paul probably has kids and a wife that want to. How much time you got left there, Paul?
Well, I wanna eat something.
Eat something. Okay, cool. Well, thanks, Paul. Is there anything you want to say about anything else that we haven't covered? The experience, the setup, no, you're like, I'm done. Let me out of this place.
Yeah, it was great. Thanks for having me on the show. I'm glad we could work it out.
Yeah, it was awesome that you were able to do it, and Bruce and Sarula.
And I have the DVD footage of all the footage from that today.
Oh, cool! So you can make your own videos and stuff as well to compete.
I'll probably download your stream and then patch it up together. So it's nice.
Oh, that'd be cool. That sounds like a lot. That sounds like it's gonna be pretty epic, and you know, like just what you did tonight. I mean, like you said, like if we combine. Actually, I think it was Liza said, wouldn't it be cool if there was a smooth jazz sound? Like you said, it's like jazz. But it'd be like Rob Michael would have been perfect, or like.
Yeah, Rob Michael was at my last hangout. He played for a little bit while I was playing, which was great.
Oh, that's excellent.
And before that, Lucas Johnson.
Yeah, the combination of people like is great to have. We had the one after show where there was musicians and shaving and tons of stuff. So.
Well, it's crazy because none of this would exist if it wasn't for Google Plus. You know, and we're all our connections combining and creating this thing, you know, with music, and TV studio, and interviewed by Matt Rappaport with Bodypainting and whatever. You know. It's all because of the relationship that we built together over the last year.
Absolutely.
Pretty absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, it's very powerful, and the connection with people is, like I said, is a lot stronger when you spend time with them and not just treat them like some kind of number or some kind of whatever, fill in the blank, just another person to sell to. Or.
And you know what's great for you is, you know, the best interviews happen between people that know each other, or can trust each other, at least. And, you know, when you had first asked me, that was like back in September. You know, it was a while ago. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. He's a real fast-paced, witty dude. I'm just like,
thanks.
You know, I don't know if I can answer his questions as fast as he spits them out.
I've slowed down just a little bit.
Yeah, you did. But I mean, since I've gotten to know you, too, and I've developed a trust for you, like I have faith that you're not going to like throw me under the bus or whatever.
Yeah. Well, you only did topless. I didn't get to the part of the body that I really wanted. What? We didn't go into the unknown.
I know what you were in here.
We didn't go into the unknown territory, the undiscovered land. No, I'm just kidding. But excellent show. Thanks for everyone for joining, and I wish. And if you have any like Daniel Enloe, Bobbi Jo Woods hidden behind the logo, Lori Friedrich. I actually said your name right? Okay, just checking. Okay, just checking, because Marie Alexson, if that's your name, I'm probably screwing it up again. She was all
Axelson.
Hi, Marie.
Axelson. Maria Axelson. There, I said it. I needed help from Monica, but
I told her, rest assured, he screws up all the names. It's not a big deal. It's his specialty.
Yeah, that's my specialty. Michael O'Reilly and our
That's
guest,
O'Reilly.
Paul Roustan. Roustan. We can't say He does a roust on me, but it's alright. That's the best I can do.
In his the little video that he posted about the body painters, everybody was calling him Roustan.
Which video?
The one.
Oh, the gallery video.
The gallery.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was calling you in New York too.
Well, because like my business, like I usually go by my last name.
Mm-hmm.
Just my last name.
It's a badass
Like,
last name though.
The name, the Nimwars screwed that up.
Roustan.
Well,
I'm still fighting it.
Yeah.
And your model should sign up for Google Plus too, because I'll back her. There are definitely good reasons to have a
Absolutely.
pseudonym.
Definitely for her too. Yeah.
yeah,
I've met quite a few people that would benefit off of the pseudonym.
Yeah, I'm guessing like I would do a model hangout and interview models and stuff like that, and musicians and artists and actors and singers and you name it. There's so many possibilities, and I would give you a standing ovation for it. There it is. That's the end. Daniel Enloe's loving that, not much.
And Rage Quit.
And Rage Quit. All right, thanks a lot. Join us next week. My guest will be social media, fill in the blank, great person, woman of G+, Lynette Young will be here. She will be my guest. She has a lot to say about a lot of people and a lot of things. So looking forward to that, and have a good night. Thanks, Paul Roustan, Bobbi Jo Woods, Bruce Garber, and all those people that were watching, all the people in the studio,
Great job,
the cameramen, great job, everybody. And thanks for watching. See you next week. Have a wonderful night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey.